Greetings, Generals, and welcome to another Lost Souls video. In this video, we will be discussing the rules for Claim. Claim is a very important concept in the Lost Souls GT, as it's worth 25% of your maximum battle points in the tournament. Players will need to decide how much of their list will be dedicated towards earning these Claim points. Claim battle points are earned each round. But what is Claim? Well, Claim is similar to Fortitude, but with a few differences, and it represents your army's heraldic representation over the battlefield at the end of the game. As you'll see, we decided to forego a Blood and Glory round this year in Lost Souls, and instead are using this system. Positive Claim is earned as follows. 1 point of Claim is given for each unit standard in a table quarter, and 1 point is given for each army battle standard. It's rather simple. If you have 2 unit standards in a table quarter, that quarter generates 2 Claim. In addition, the presence of enemy Claim in a table quarter does not negate yours. It is possible, though very unlikely, for both players to receive up to 8 battle points in Claim in the same game. There are, however, ways to have negative Claim. Borrowing from a system of another successful tournament, the Glory Stealer rule will be in effect. This is there to represent characters of such renown and strength that the glory goes to their name instead of to your army, thereby giving you negative Claim in that table quarter. The following units give 1 negative Claim each: Teto Echo, Morathi, Epidemius, Throg, Deben Princes over 450 points in value, and any special or named character over 500 points. It should also be noted that with all of the undeath swirling about, units summoned by the lures of vampires or undeath do not count for Claim. It's assumed that they arise bearing whatever dusty old rag they died with, and that this does not necessarily reflect your army's power. Let's walk through a scenario in which Claim is counted. At the end of the game, the red team and the blue team, who apparently did not want to kill each other, end with pieces in play like this. Circles represent units with without a unit standard. Rectangles represent units with a unit standard. And stars represent glory stealers, like Nagash or Hot Carl. First, divide the table into quarters by drawing an imaginary line at the 36-inch points of the long table side and the 24-inch points of the short table side, like so. Next, calculate each quarter's Claim. In this first quarter, we see that only the red team has a scoring unit. This is a unit with a unit standard, and as such, they generate 1 Claim for this quarter, and blue generates 0. This may be a good time to note that since Claim is generated at the end of the game, units that lost their standards earlier in the game do not generate Claim. In the next quarter, we see that both red and blue teams each have 1 scoring unit. As such, both sides generate 1 point of Claim for this quarter. In this next square, red team has a Stealer of Glory who generates -1 Claim, and blue has no presence at all. And finally, we have the last quarter, where blue has both a unit that can score Claim and a Stealer of Glory, and as such nets a 0 in Claim points, just like red. We add all of these quarters up and come to a Claim score of 1 for each side. Now you may be asking, why divide into quarters at all? Why not just count total Claim at the game's end? This is because of how Claim points become battle points. After everything is counted, you earn 2 battle points for every point of Claim you have to a maximum of 8 points. And you gain an additional 2 battle points for having Claim in more quarters than your opponent. Don't worry, all of this is in the tournament pack as well. Let's look again at our scenario to see how these 2 forces would score in battle points for Claim for the round. First, we take the number of Claim points and multiply it by 2. And as such, red team scores 2 battle points for Claim, and blue also scores 2 battle points for Claim. We can also see that blue had positive Claim in 1 quarter, and red had positive Claim in 2 quarters. And as such, red wins an additional 2 Claim battle points for having more quarters with Claim than their opponent. As you can see, Claim can have a huge effect on your standings in the tournament. A player who makes a perfect draw in a game by victory points, but gets maximum claim and scenario points, would end up with 30 battle points for the round. That's 10 from claim, 10 from scenario, and 10 from victory points. Whereas a player who tabled their enemy, but had no claim and did not play the scenario, would only end with 20 battle points, and therefore be behind by 10, even though they destroyed their opponent. We hope you all enjoyed this explanation of claim, and that your minds are already plotting and planning the best way to wring the most points out of every match. The winner of Lost Souls really will have to prove themselves in every aspect of the game. Thanks for listening, and may the dice be always in your favor.